The meteoric rise and turbulent reign of Kenya's William Ruto, a tale of ambition, power, and controversy. In the annals of Kenya's politics, few figures have captured the public imagination quite like William Samoei Ruto. His journey from a barefoot village boy to the pinnacle of power is a narrative that reads like a political thriller, replete with stunning triumph, bitter rivalries, and a nation's hopes hanging in the balance. Picture this. A young William Ruto, barely into his teens, stands by the wayside, hawking chickens to passing motorists. This seemingly insignificant scene would later become the cornerstone of a political mythology, the origin story of Kenya's self-proclaimed chief hustler. Born in 1966 to modest farmers in Sabut village, Ruto's early life was a crucible of hardship that forged his legendary work ethic and burning ambition. He walked barefoot to primary school, only donning his first pair of shoes at the age of 15. Yet, even in these humble beginnings, those who knew him speak of a fierce intelligence and an almost preternatural gift for leadership. Ruto's entry into politics came during the tumultuous final years of President Daniel Arap Moi's regime. As a firebrand member of the Youth for KANU's 1992 movement, the young Ruto displayed a political acumen that belied his years. His ability to mobilize voters and articulate the concerns of Kenya's youth quickly caught the eye of the country's power brokers. In 1997, at the tender age of 31, Ruto achieved what many considered impossible, unseating a veteran politician to win the Eldoret North parliamentary seat. This victory marked the beginning of a meteoric rise through Kenya's political ranks. Over the next decade, Ruto would hold various ministerial positions, each time leaving his mark with a blend of charisma and ruthless efficiency. The 2007 election crisis proved a turning point in Ruto's career. Initially supporting Raila Odinga, Ruto's subsequent fallout with the opposition leader would set the stage for an unlikely alliance with Uhuru Kenyatta. This partnership, forged in the crucible of international criminal charges, would propel both men to the highest offices in the land. As deputy president under Kenyatta, Ruto was a force to be reckoned with. He crisscrossed the country, inaugurating development projects and building a grassroots network that would prove invaluable in his future presidential bid. Yet, beneath the surface of this political bromance, tensions simmered. The great betrayal, as Ruto's supporters would later call it, came in 2018. President Kenyatta, in a move that shocked the nation, extended an olive branch to his longtime rival, Raila Odinga. The famous handshake between Kenyatta and Odinga left Ruto out in the cold, setting the stage for one of the most dramatic political comebacks in Kenyan history. Abandoned by his former allies, Ruto did not wallow in self-pity. Instead, he rebranded himself as the champion of Kenya's hustler, the millions of ordinary citizens struggling to make ends meet. His bottom-up economic model, promising to uplift the masses, resonated deeply in a country grappling with inequality and unemployment. The 2022 presidential campaign was a political dogfight of unprecedented intensity. Ruto, now leading the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, faced off against the combined might of the political establishment, including his former boss, Kenyatta, and perennial candidate, Raila Odinga. Against all odds, Ruto emerged victorious, clinching the presidency by a razor-thin margin. As he took the oath of office in September 2022, William Ruto stood at the apex of Kenyan politics, his rise from chicken seller to president complete. Yet, as he would soon discover, winning power and wielding it effectively are two very different challenges. From the outset, President Ruto's administration faced a perfect storm of crises, a crippling national debt, soaring inflation, and widespread unemployment presented a daunting economic landscape. Ruto's solution, a series of austerity measures and tax hikes outlined in the controversial Finance Act of 2024, would prove to be a political powder keg. As the new levies began to bite, discontent simmered across the nation. The streets of Nairobi, once filled with jubilant Ruto's supporters, now echoed with the chants of protesters. In June 2024, Kenya witnessed some of the most violent demonstrations in recent memory, with civilians and police clashing in running street battles. For many Kenyans, the new tax represented a betrayal of Ruto's campaign promises. The man who had positioned himself as a champion of the downtrodden now stood accused of further burdening the very people he had vowed to uplift. The opposition, led by a reinvigorated Raila Odinga, seized upon the discontent, painting Ruto as an out-of-touch leader who had abandoned his hustler roots. Yet, amidst the cacophony of criticism, Ruto remained defiant. In impassioned speeches, he defended his economic policies as bitter but necessary medicine for Kenya's ailing economy. His supporters argued that the president needed time for his reforms to bear fruit, urging patience from an increasingly restless populace. As of 2024, William Ruto's presidency stands at crossroads. The man who once seemed to have an almost magical connection with Kenya's masses now finds himself fighting to regain their trust. The economy, while showing some signs of improvement, remains fragile. Corruption allegations continue to dog his administration, despite Ruto's repeated pledges to root out graft. In the face of these challenges, Ruto has displayed the same tenacity that characterized his rise to power. He has reshuffled his cabinet, launched new initiatives aimed at job creation, and intensified his efforts to renegotiate Kenya's debt burden. Yet the question remains, will it be enough? As Kenya looks towards the 2027 elections, the political landscape is as unpredictable as ever. Opposition figures circle like sharks, sensing blood in the water. Within his own party, ambitious lieutenants quietly position themselves should Ruto falter. For the president, the coming years will be a high-stakes battle to secure his legacy and vindicate his vision for Kenya. The story of William Ruto is far from over. Will he be remembered as the hustler who transformed Kenya's economy and uplifted millions from poverty? Or will his presidency be seen as a cautionary tale of populist promises meeting harsh realities? As Kenya moves towards an uncertain future, one thing is clear. The tale of William Ruto, the chicken seller who would be king, will be etched in the nation's history for generations to come. Leave your comments and views in the comment sections. See you in the next video.